Hi guys, this is Shrinking Kathy here. Welcome to my 14-week post-op update. 14 weeks, guys. Can you believe it? I can't. Anyway, my stats, I am 52 years old. I'm 5'4", and I had surgery on February the 1st of this year in Toronto, Ontario, Canada at St. Joseph's Health Centre with Dr. David Lindsay. 3 weeks prior to that, I started my OptiFast diet to shrink my liver, and that was January the 11th, I believe, and that is the day I start my weight loss. I was 304 pounds that day. That was my heaviest weight, and last week I came to you at 230.2 pounds, and last week was my first mini stall or plateau or whatever you want to call it. I hadn't gained anything at all that week. Or lost. Like, it just stayed exactly the same. So my 230.2 was a 2-week weigh-in, actually, week 12 and week 13. So this week, week 14, I got on the scale and was happy to see I dropped 2 pounds. So this morning, I weighed 228.2 pounds, and I was really happy to see that. That is a total of 75.8 pounds gone. So that's pretty cool, 75.8 pounds. And I'm in the 220s, and I have not been in the 220s in a very long time. I don't remember the last time I was in this. Yeah, I don't remember at all. So it's been at least 15 years. So, yeah, I'm really happy to have seen those numbers, and, yeah, I'm just thrilled that the weight started going down again. So 2 pounds is pretty good. It's less than I usually lose, but I'll take it. And of course, the weight's going to start slowing down. I've already lost almost 76 pounds. So, let's see. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Excuse me. I'm very dry today. I'm sorry it's another dark video, you guys. I was out all day. I didn't get home till later. It was already dark, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, my non-scale victory, or NSV, last week I did my measurements at week 13, and I just posted what my measurements were for that week, like since the last time I did my measurements, and it was pretty good. But this week I thought, you know what? I'm going to look up what my measurements were when I started this. Now, I didn't take my measurements until after 1 week of OptiFast. So I'd already been dieting for a week. I'd already lost about 8 pounds before I took my measurements. But since then, and I couldn't believe this when I did the math and I added up how many inches I've lost. Since then, I have lost 63 inches from all over my body. And I'm sorry about the angle. I'm kind of bending over to look at the camera because the camera's on the bed and I'm like trying to lean over so I can see into it. So 60 inches. That's a lot of inches. Now, I'm 5'4" tall. So I think that's like 63 or 64 inches when you convert them. I'm sorry, I'm lousy at math. So I've lost almost as much weight as inches, as many inches as I am tall. So since I started, I lost 10 inches from my waist. 10 inches. I lost 9 inches from my belly, 9 inches from my hips, 8 inches from my chest. Oh my God. 7 inches from each thigh, 2.5 inches from each arm, 2 inches from each calf, and only half an inch from each ankle. And I lost 1 inch on my forearm and my neck, 2 inches on my neck. So anyway, it all works out to 63 inches over my entire body. So that's crazy. That's a lot of inches. Like, that's 63 inches is a lot. So anyway, yeah. I've been really busy. I've been very active. I've been swimming, walking, riding my bike. I even went dancing one night. This weekend was a challenge. Saturday, I had a big family wedding to go to on the Italian side of my family. My mom's side is Italian and my dad's side is Austrian. And let me just tell you, the Italian weddings are crazy. There is enough food there to feed like the entire city for a week, I think. So I'm so sorry. Let me have another sip. So the Italian wedding, I was really worried about this because I haven't eaten out yet other than at relatives' houses. So, but I'm on my food for life plan now, so there's a lot I can't eat. And, you know, I figured that there'd have to be protein at the wedding, and there was. So anyway, it was an outdoor wedding at a golf course. It was very pretty, but very cold. I felt sorry for the girls because we were all freezing and we had sweaters on, and these girls just had little strappy dresses on. And the bride was totally strapless, so she said she was freezing later. But they looked beautiful, and the outdoor pictures are really nice. It was very fast, that portion of the wedding. Then we drove over to the banquet hall. It's called Rionides. And after we signed in and we congratulated everyone, we went in and there was like this big display table, all food around it, appetizers, Italian appetizers, antipasta, cheeses, salami, capicola, prosciutto, every kind of lunch meat you can think of. There were a few English kind of lunch meats like ham and turkey as well. Every kind of cheese. There were pickles and olives, big olives, stuffed olives, little olives. There were little sandwiches that were, I don't know, I have no idea what was in them because I didn't have them. But there were lots of sandwiches. I can't really remember what else, but there was so much food. There was fruit, vegetables. So I just took a little square of cheese. And they're, you know, when you buy pickles, the bread and butter pickles, they're sliced and they're thin. Well, they had regular pickles that were sliced like that. So I took 2 little slices of, like, little rounds of pickle and 1 small green olive. So that's what I had for appetizer. Because I didn't want to fill up because I don't have a lot of room in my pouch yet. And it would be another, I think we waited an hour and a half to 2 hours before we ate. But that was good. And I had some water. And then the meal started with Italian wedding soup, which is like a beef broth with little tiny meatballs and a little bit of pasta. And I had someone put a scoop in my bowl, and I had 1 tiny little meatball, and I think I had 1 or 2 teaspoons of the broth, and then I left it. It was delicious, and I really wanted more, but I was afraid to fill up because there's usually so much food at these weddings. So I'm glad I waited because then the next course was meatballs, and I don't know if it was linguine or it was some kind of a thicker spaghetti. So of course I couldn't have the spaghetti, but I had a meatball with 1 spoon of sauce, and it was delicious. I put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it. So I really enjoyed that, and everyone was having like seconds and thirds of everything. So, but I eat so slowly that I managed to eat with everybody else at my table, which was good. So then the next course was some sort of chicken breast with a mushroom. It wasn't a gravy. It was just like more sauteed mushrooms on the chicken breast. So I took a thin piece of chicken, about 1 ounce, because I figured I had already had an ounce considering the meatball in the soup and the meatball with the sauce. So I didn't want to have too much. So I took about 1 ounce of meat, I guess. I was just guessing, but it was a really thin strip. And I took 1 spoon of mushrooms. And then they brought out green beans. So I had a spoon of green beans. The green beans had little slivered almonds. So I tried a sliver of almond. It was delicious. And then they brought out mashed potatoes, garlic mashed potatoes. And I was really shocked because usually weddings have roast potatoes. And I'm allowed potatoes, but I haven't eaten them. So I thought, you know what? It's a wedding. And because of the wedding, I didn't have breakfast or lunch, and I just started eating. I was hungry. I thought, I'm going to have a spoon of potatoes and taste it. So I took 1 tablespoon of potatoes and ate about half of it because I wasn't sure how it would sit. So, and it was very good, and it was fine, but I didn't want to fill up on carbs. So then they brought salad, and I am allowed salad, but again, I passed because I haven't had it yet, and I didn't want to have salad for the first time at a wedding and maybe get sick. So I passed on the salad, and I can't remember what came after that, but I stopped eating at that point. So, and then later was dessert with strawberry shortcake. So I love strawberries, and I can eat strawberries. So I asked if I could just have strawberries without the cake, and they said yes. And I said, it's because I can't have sugar. And the girl said, fine. So I was really excited that I'd be getting strawberries. And then she brought me this huge bowl of strawberries, but I couldn't eat them because they were totally covered with sugar. So my dad got a bowl of strawberries, and he was really happy about that. So, yeah. Then there was dancing, and there were speeches and everything. It was a beautiful wedding. The wedding party was so large. There were 2 tables, and they were tiered. There was one at the bottom, and then there was one a few. I don't know how they did it, but it was up higher. So there were 2 rows of wedding party. I think I counted 10 bridesmaids. It was just huge. So just when I thought, okay, great, I made it past the food, they set out platters on this big display stand that was like the size of a big round table that would maybe 30 people could sit at if they sat all around it, and they just had the display in tiers going up and down. Every kind of homemade Italian pastry and other kind of pastry and baked good you can think of. Cannoli with 3 kinds of fillings. They had custard filling, cream filling, and ricotta filling. They had brownies. They had every kind of bar you could think of. Pie, cake, cookies, things we usually only see at Christmas time, like Genetti. You name it, it was there. And so of course I didn't go anywhere near the table. Although I begged everyone who would listen to go, please eat a brownie for me or a piece of the chocolate pie. Nobody did. So I thought, thank God, when people were finally done eating that, there can't be any more food. An hour later, we have a local bakery in town called Superior Bakery. They make the best donuts ever. They came out and they filled that freaking table with tier after tier of every kind of donut. And my favorite are the sticky donuts, like a sticky glaze. I wanted one so bad, and I said that while I'm just dancing. Forget the food, I'm not looking. People were on the dance floor with a donut in each hand. Everyone was dancing with 2 donuts. And it was an open bar, so everyone was pretty drunk. And then in the front, where you first walked in, they set up candy dishes. I mean, glass. They look like vases for long stem roses, full of every kind of candy, the whole table full. And then they had scoops and big plastic filled glasses. And I don't know if you've ever been to an Italian wedding, but children are invited, and they go. The children were wired for sound from the candy. I mean, the kids were dancing more than the adults. They did not get off the dance floor. I think one little 3-year-old danced from the first dance until midnight, after midnight, around 12:30, when we left. That baby was still dancing. She was so cute. But yeah. So anyway, so if you think that's enough, at midnight they came out with pizza. Every kind of pizza. Plain cheese, pepperoni and mushroom, like everything pizza, pineapple pizza, meat lovers pizza. So by then I had been dancing for a few hours and I was hungry again, so that I can have pizza as long as I don't eat the bread. So I just got the cheese pizza, and I just picked the cheese off of it and ate the cheese from one little slice. So I got to taste it felt like I was eating pizza even though I wasn't. So I had fun and I made it through all the food. Yeah, the next day was my aunt's 75th birthday party. And I had to do it all over again. But thankfully it wasn't as elaborate. It was at my aunt's house. And it was more the finger foods that were getting to me. Chips, dip, cheesies, bits and bites, bugles. And of course the cheese platter so I could have some cheese. Fruit. So I had a piece of cheese and I had some apple. And chocolate. Oh my God. Chocolates everywhere. And yeah. So, but my aunt also had shrimp. She had the peel and eat shrimp, which I don't like. But I peeled some of them, and I heated them up with a little bit of basil, and I ate my shrimp that way. And then there was the cake. So, of course, I can have the cake. And more donuts. And ice cream, and yeah, you name it. So, I made it through that. And then later they brought out pizza, and I thought, well, I didn't eat very much. I think I had 6 little tiny shrimp. So I thought I'll have some pizza, and I tried it with the pepperoni, and it didn't go down good, so I couldn't eat my pizza, like the topping, not the breading. There's no way I was going to eat the bread. But I had like 1 bite of the cheese topping, and I think I had 1 piece of pepperoni, and that was enough. I didn't want any more. So, but at least I got to taste it, and I didn't feel deprived. And my aunt was really happy that I went, and my relatives were all really pleased that I got my aunt's birthday party. They all gave me all kinds of compliments on how much weight I've lost and how they could really tell. So that was really nice. At the wedding, only one person said anything. My cousin Claire, she said, "Oh my God, you look so great." And I thought that was really nice. But the rest, they don't comment on how you look, and they were very good that even when I was at my heaviest, they never commented on my weight. So that was really nice. Excuse me. Anyway, after the weekend, I was very happy to get back to my normal routine of things and not have to be around food because it was driving me crazy. I mean, at the wedding, I was full. I didn't want to eat. It was just all in my head. I wouldn't have eaten. Like I wasn't tempted to eat, but I didn't like being in the predicament of having to be around all that food, even though I didn't want it. I didn't want that temptation, especially the donuts and the cannoli and the chocolates. I didn't want to eat it, but I also didn't want to see it. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. I didn't want to be around it. So, but I did it and I made it through. So, I've been bike riding when I can. The weather's been really cold and rainy. But last week I rode my bike for 12 kilometers. I went from my house in the West End all the way to the library in the East End along the waterfront. It was a really nice ride. And I stopped and I got some books and then I read and I made a day out of it. And so that felt really nice. Alright, there's the freighter. I feel dizzy looking down. Look at the water. So there's the freighter going through. This is the St. Mary's River. And I'm in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. And right across there is Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, USA. And there's the International Bridge. And that shiny building is our City Hall. So I'll just put this down so my hands are shaky. And this is the walking trail. And I just came off. You see the paved trail behind those trees? That's the biking trail. And I just came off and parked my bike so I can sit down. I'm going to sit right here. There's my bike. It's a beautiful day. I don't want to go home yet. I've only done a little bit more than 5 kilometers. So it'll be another 5 to get home. So that'll be my 10. Probably closer to 12. As I've done closer to 6 by now. And but I don't want to just go straight home, so I'm going to come into the library. They have a bookstore in the basement called Friends of the Library, and they sell off all of their old books for like $1 each. Sometimes they have sales where they're 50 cents each or $0.25 each. So I'm going to go pick up some books. I have my baskets. My front basket doesn't hold much more than water and a pair of gloves and just light things, but the back basket's pretty heavy duty, so I can put lots in there. So I'm going to at least get a few books to read. And then I'm going to sit in the sunshine and read for a bit before I go home. It's a beautiful day. We had a whole week of rain, and the rain really turned everything green. The leaves are starting to come out on some of the trees, but other trees are still just starting to bud. And others are still bare. But a lot of people are out today. Okay guys, that's it. Take care. Was it yesterday? Yesterday I swam laps for an hour. Another time I swam laps for an hour earlier in the week. And I danced. Today I walked for an hour. So I'm getting a lot of exercise. So that's good. But the pool is not great right now. The heater's broken. So they have to order a part. So yesterday my laps were very cold. I had goosebumps all over my body and I couldn't get warm. So when I went, I had to go in the hot tub and I was shivering. So I think I'm going to wait until they fix the pool before I go back, which is a shame. But I'll just go for walks instead until it's fixed because it's too windy and cold to ride my bike right now. So today my friend Albert and I went for a walk. We've been friends since we were children. And we get together once in a while. We go to the show. We go for walks. He's usually working full-time, and he doesn't have a lot of spare time, but he's off this week. So we went for a walk for an hour. We walked in the mall because it was cold, And then we tried walking outside. We walked for about 45 minutes outside, but it was just too cold. So I'm glad we got to walk in the mall. And tomorrow we're going to go to the show. I'm sorry I'm moving this and making it go up and down. And you know what? Look at my hair. I just got my hair cut a few weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago. And look how long it is already. It grew like this much. Because I had it cut just to here. So it grew that much already. It's crazy. And my bangs are getting long again. So I have to curl them under and poof them up. And the pool is making it really dry. So I've been putting some leave-in conditioner. And I'm hoping that will help. But, yeah, I don't know. I hope it'll be okay. I am shedding. But I always did shed after I wash my hair. So I don't know if it's just that. Because, like, when I brush my hair, nothing really comes out more than usual unless I have knots. And then I'm trying to break through the tangles. Because my hair is, I've got lots of hair. Tons of hair. But it's usually really fine. But right now it feels very thick from the pool. It's a saltwater pool. But by law, they still have to put chlorine in it. And the hot tub's got a lot of chlorine in it. So I usually put my hair in a ponytail up, you know. And then I kind of double it up and keep it like that when I swim. But I do put my head in the water and get it wet. So, I don't know. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right, other than losing my voice a little bit. So I don't know why I'm losing my voice, but I am. Maybe I'm talking too much. I did another video of me going through my closet and trying on clothes and seeing what's too big, what still fits. But I think this video is already long enough, so I'll have to do a separate video for that, okay, guys? So anyway, if you're new here, welcome. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to say that. And if you're not, welcome back. And thank you for all your comments and for your support. It really does mean a lot to me. It really does. You have no idea. And I do try to watch all of your videos. If you have YouTube videos and I'm not watching, please let me know. Okay? All right, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye.